Sustainable Population for a Dynamic Singapore. Population White Paper. By 2030, the total population of Singapore could range between 6.5 million to 6.9 million. The resident population, comprising of citizens and PR, is projected to be at 4.2 to 4.4 million, of which the citizens alone will make up to 3.6 to 3.8 million.
In America, we have the cultural melting pot, where people from all over the world can enter and there emerge as Americans. This cultural melting pot can also be found in some parts of South America and Australia. It is almost like a fondue, cheese or chocolate.
Excuse me. Thank you. However, in Canada, we see a salad bowl. All of the different ingredients come together to form a salad, but they do not merge into a single entity. Each ingredient maintains its distinct character. To be more politically correct, you could say that Canada is a cultural mosaic.
Moving on to Russia. It seems like they have rejected the idea of a cultural melting pot. Instead, the preference is to turn themselves into a multinational state with one state language and one cooking style, Russian.
Now, over in Europe, it's all about the European Union or the EU now. Hard to say where they're going, folks. Ever since Britain voted to exit the EU, it seems they want to maintain their status as a high-class English tea.
We have Japan here, with some signboards around saying Japanese only. Here, food are prepared by highly skilled Japanese who are allowed to apprentice for over 10 years before learning how to cook.
And then of course over in Singapore there is the CMIO, or Chinese, Malay, Indian and others. Signs of Roja, different cultures with different flavors, and impending one people, one nation, one Singapore.
早安。
你们已经有组合了吗？老师说我们要分组来决定接下来种族融合日准备的菜肴。
Excuse me?
种族融合菜肴。
Channel 5, please. Here's not Channel 8. Hakim here doesn't speak Mandarin.
什么？
说英语 Speak English.
你不是会说普通话吗？
普通话 Mandarin. I don't understand your Mandarin.
为什么这个华人都不说华语
Look, this is Singapore. Singaporean Chinese here speak English. And Hakim, he's Malay, he's fluent Chinese.
These China students are already occupying 3 tables in the canteen, still trying to squeeze over.
So let's just tolerate, okay? So what do we have here?
I got fishball, mee pok tak, true blue Singaporean dish.
Wow, smells really good.
I got carbonara, like Singapore, hip, modern and very global.
Carbonara. Okay. I got nasi padang because we are diverse, a lot of mix and match, and we have the freedom to do what we want. So I chose rendang, kangkong, and bergedil. What do you have, Meng? What do you buy?
I'm not used to Singapore food, so I made food from home. This is mala jibi and 番茄炒蛋.
Hey, you want to try some of mine?
No, it's okay.
Really? It's very cool, eh?
It's fine.
And now I want to try some of yours. So, you never eat what?
Even your fork that's used for your pasta cannot touch his food.
Ayah, come on lah, it's not such a big deal lah.
Say something, how can she treat you like this?
No, they don't mean it.
But
He already said it's okay. Okay. So our group dish is supposed to represent what we think Singapore is. So what should we choose for the dish to present?
Why don't we do Western fusion? Japanese cream pasta, sweet tomato base, and fettuccine, topped off with parmesan.
Yeah, one of those fuse here and there. We should do something local and traditional.
Can, but shouldn't we just add a little bit more diversity? It is Racial Integration Day anyways, not National Day.
It should be local. Something like Chicken rice. Hey bro, why so quiet?
No lah, I'm just tired.
Okay, Mr. Hakim, how about chicken rice?
Can.
Okay, steady.
But it must be halal.
Why must it be halal? Majority of Singapore is not Muslim leh. Can we don't? Anyway, I'm sure the other groups will have one or two dishes which are Muslim leh.
Danielle, I said, as long as it is halal. I cannot keep on tolerating and changing for you, you know.
Disappear. Okay, I know you're unhappy. What happened, right? You know what, Ben? Go and buy another new plate of rendang for me. How much, 5? 10 enough?
Hey, I'm serious. I will not give in. I will not back down.
Okay. Maybe if we make sure that the dish has no pork and no lard.
No, it must be halal.
Why must you be so difficult? We already say no pork, no lard. Why must you insist on halal? It's very difficult to make halal leh. How? We go home and cook and then ask you to certify halal.
Danielle, I don't ask for much, you know. All I'm asking for is that we make sure that the food comes from a halal store. That's all.
No! We are not a Muslim state. Why must halal? This is Singapore. It means we are free to eat what we want, dress how we want, and live how we want. How can we just follow one person and change everything for everyone else?
Danielle, I can tahan you call me top Malay student, you know. I can tahan you call me lazy and make fun of me in corners. I can also tahan you use your fork in my plate and always hanging out at places that are not halal. But this is something I cannot get used to.
Fine. Then we split.
Fine, we split.
Fine.
You do your way, I do my way.
Fine.
Wait, Danielle!
You want to try some of mine?
No, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really very nice eh?
No, it's okay, it's fine. Thank you.
Then I want to try some of yours. What? Also stingy leh. Share a bit only.
No, you can take more.
Shit, Danielle! Come on.
So, you never eat what?
Even your fork that's used for the pasta cannot touch his food.
Aiya, come on lah. It's not such a big deal lah. There? Settled.
This idea of fairness, right? So, in your opinion, what is being fair to everybody?
In your heart, do you think that it's okay? Do you think it's fair to you? This is not right. You're being unfair not only to him, but to everyone else too. Everyone from my country land, apparently, to you.
So you're trying to play party to your side?
No. I'm trying to say, I'm trying to end this, what you are doing right now. You're being rude. You're being racist, frankly.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were in Hakim's place and then someone said that to you? How would you feel? Would you feel like you're worthless? Would you feel like you don't belong here? Because that's exactly how you're making other people feel.
Actually, right, I think maybe next time, like we don't touch his food, huh? Maybe we can use like his fork and spoon. Yeah.
That's why he said I can take more like
Yeah. But it's not about the food, right? Actually, right, it's the fork and spoon. Like really. Because his food is halal food. You don't realize when the plate clean all the rice orange. I'm telling you now, I explain to you now the situation. Everyone's okay, right? You okay, right? Okay, right? You okay, right? Listen. Okay? We're just saying that. See, this one the plate, what color is it? Then this one the orange. So like maybe like it's different for and spoon one. That's why about halal food. So like halal food like cannot be for and spoon. You don't realize me? Actually, I also didn't realize. So Ben was he was the one who told me one. You don't realize me? You remember? You told me. Yeah.
This is Singapore. It means we are free to eat what we want, dress how we want, and live how we want. How can we just follow one person and change everything for everyone else?
Danielle, I can tahan you call me top Malay student, you know. I can tahan you call me lazy and make fun of me in corners. I can also tahan you use your fork in my food and we're always hanging out at places that are not halal. But this is something I cannot get used to.
Fine, then we split.
Fine. You do your way, I do my way.
Fine.
Danielle.
早啊。
早安。
哎，你们已经有组合了吗？老师说我们要分组来决定接下来种族融合日准备的菜肴。
Excuse me?
种族融合菜肴。
Channel 5, please. Here's not Channel 8. Hakim here doesn't speak Mandarin.
什么？
说英语 Speak English.
你不是会说普通话吗？
What? Mandarin. I don't understand your Mandarin.
为什么这里的华人都不说华语？
Look, this is Singapore. Singaporean Chinese here speak English. And Hakim, he's Malay, he's fluent Chinese.
Hey, it's okay. You guys can speak Mandarin.
How do we protect our own identity and at the same time accept another person's identity? And then how do we negotiate this space that we are sharing? When we are talking about this space, we are not talking about just the physical space. I know a lot of times when Singaporeans complain, we want to talk about what the bus are, we want to talk about the MRT. But what other space are we looking at? And sometimes you're looking more than just a physical space, we're looking at a cultural space. How do we bridge this gap? Because a lot of times when we talk about assimilation, integration, we talk about why don't they be like us? How do we promote diversity then?
Whose identity do we protect?
I think we have to remember that our forefathers and our ancestors also came from different lands. And I think if we really remember that, we'll be more accepting of other people who come now.
Does being called China mean? Tell me how you feel.
Well, to me, it means that they're going to replace us. It's going to become China.
Exactly, and I'm not comfortable with that. Do you get me, Hakim?
I get it, but all the same, I want to speak on behalf of my grandparents when they came here. It was a Malay fishing port. They were immigrants. I bet they felt discriminated too. I don't want to become a person that would have probably told my grandpa, hey, get out. This isn't your hometown. Why are you stealing my job?
So our group dish is supposed to represent what we think Singapore is. So what should we choose for the dish to present?
A lot of Singaporeans are not even sure what makes a Singaporean identity, and we haven't even discovered that yet because we're a very new country. We're only like 51 years old of age, and like when there's a lot of foreigners coming in, and then we're afraid of whatever we're building right now will be washed away before we even build it.
It's not that we're telling them, just shut up and get out. We're trying to say that they come here, they gather together, and they just insist on speaking their own language, eating their own food, and refusing to assimilate or learn to be Singaporean. How does that feel to us? It's very disrespectful to we're a host country, right? Okay, yes, you want to be good hosts, but then also you must respect the rules of this country, the culture of this country, what? Or not?
Teachers say we are in the same group. So let's share our food today, okay? You just have to get to know them. They are actually nice people.
But I know they don't like me. I always see them looking at us and laughing.
Just integrate, okay? Just like how our school promotes.
I really don't like it when they make fun of me.
Just tahan, okay? Tolerate, change a little, and integrate.
Just like what you do when they call you top Malay student.
They are just joking,
I've been asked to come to school. I've been invited by my teacher.
tolerate. Okay?
When we talk about 2030, when we talk about integration, when we talk about diversity, right, we tend to think immediately about locals and foreigners. So we had a lot of discussion about that over the last 5 shows. This is the first time that something came up about something that's within the local communities. We are also struggling and trying to deal with this issue of diversity. Right? How can we be different and yet coexist in the same space and make it a fair space, that there's no one who's in a privileged position? Yeah.
I don't know, I want to share something in another perspective. I think be it towards another race or be it towards another nationality, how aware are we about our own privileges? And I have to admit, at some point when you replace Ben, are you using his privilege to do something about this issue? And perhaps there's something to learn about that.
The entire time, Hakim was trying to tolerate, but I think that they should accept for which it is instead.
So each of us has a certain unique thing about us. So it's okay to be different. It's just that we should be grateful, but different kind of people. Like for example, I'm from Pakistan. And for example, my friend here, he is Singaporean, but we are friends. So each of us are unique, but we're still friends, right? So it's a good thing that we have a certain uniqueness about each of us.
I just want to point out 2 things which I feel that I learned about today. One of the things is time. Sometimes you need to have an immediate response and stand up for something, but at other times it's really just being more patient and this time is okay, next time, and the next time, and the next time. Patiently drive the message through, and I think that's a beauty of that.
Because the thing about Singapore is we were started as a trading hub. That what even is our identity? Our identity is made up of many different races. So if you want to point out to what identity is, we are a bit of everything. So by accepting others in, it's not a state or a compromise in our identity, but it's the growth of who we are as a nation, as a people.
What do you think about the show just now?
It was very interesting. I think it was quite informative on the issues of what we need to tackle, because the problem of overpopulation is coming to be a reality soon, because it's 2016 and by 2030 it's only easily 14 years time.
How do you think the show affected you?
I feel that the show really do have impact on some of our students, so that we can know more and be more sensitive to each other. Like instead of saying like anyhow, we should be more sensitive and understand all languages and race.
Were there any situations in the show that you experienced before?
Yes, of course. I'm in Singapore, so we do face this kind of problem. I mean, like most of us aren't born to be more understandable. So like this kind of problem, it does impact most of us here, because we can learn and also not to repeat the mistake over again.
I think if you had the right mindset, the right attitude, and like people